watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, a new treatment option is available for patients dealing with heart rhythm disorders. We'll learn more about the new technology and where it's available.
Plus, Playcrafters is here with a look at its final show of the 2024 season. We'll get the details on the Quad City premiere of a play called Life Sucks.
And later, just in time for holiday shopping, the John Deere store is opening its doors with several promotions. We're going to take a closer look at what you can find in store along with some major upcoming sales. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Wednesday, November 13th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
Good to have you back, Morgan. I'm Kyle Keel. Well, speaking of shopping for the holidays, whether it's gifts or at-home decor, a boutique in Moline, Illinois has you covered. Kristen Papalia is joining us now from Arlo and Elm. Kristen, thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you've had this business as a pop-up for the better half of, what, more than 5 years, but you just recently opened your brick and mortar a couple months ago.
I did, yes, September 19th.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So tell us more about the store.
It's a curated collection for living. I buy from over 55 different small businesses in the United States. And I just curate a collection of home decor and gifts for people to enjoy.
That's beautiful. And we're looking at some photos right now of your space, your brick and mortar business, which is super exciting. Talk about your early beginnings, even starting with the idea of wanting to open Arlo and Elm, and really what got you so interested in doing this, not only opening your own boutique, but kind of serving other small businesses in the way that you do.
Yes, it started off that I really enjoy home decor, and I wanted to have a home decor shop. And then I also have a love language of gift giving. And it's kind of hard to find unique gifts sometimes, so I wanted to curate a collection of gifts so when people come in they can find just about anything, whether it's for illnesses or happy celebrations. We have just little tiny items for them. And
that's great. No, you're so right about that, because I was just thinking of my friends. Like, I have one or two friends that are just like the best gift givers. Like, they're always listening. And you know, but it's really hard to find that unique item. And I won't name any names, but at big box stores, you know, sometimes you're just like, I wonder if they even already have this. Well, Arlo and Elm just appears to be the place where you could go, where more than likely they do not.
Yeah,
really
and
cool.
I also didn't want to just buy from big names. I wanted to support small businesses. And yeah, so I was able to look all over the United States. I wanted to support people that make stuff in the U.S. and just put a collaboration together. Yeah,
that's great. So again, a couple of months with your brick and mortar. So you had your first big event recently, the Holiday Hop in downtown Moline. So how did that go for you?
It was amazing.
That's great.
Yes, it was so huge that I am currently restocking the store right now, not only for the holidays, but just for gifts and home decor in general.
That's got to feel great.
It did. It was amazing.
Because you opened, I think you said, just last year in Moline, or just in the...
No, I opened just in September.
Okay, yeah. So just a few months ago in Moline.
Yeah, I've been in Moline at the market for 5 years until they're closing. And then, then I just took a little break, and now I've started my own.
Yeah, that's got to feel really good. Well, you brought some items with you today, so of course we love talking about it. Let's start wherever you want. I mean, you brought some larger items like some wall art and things like that down here.
That's a very popular wall piece that we have, and it is one of the pieces made by a small business in the U.S. And then the naturally shed antler art, I actually made that myself.
You made that? Yes. You're an artist yourself.
I am.
Oh my gosh, well, talk a little bit about what you do.
I paint on the side just for recreation when I have time. But I got into weaving the antler art, and then this horseshoe is also something that I worked on, and then I make the little rainbows because people kept asking for rainbows, so I just came up with a way to make my own.
Oh, I
it looks great.
Love that. So there's some like this beautiful wooden base here at
that's
this
very
end of the
popular.
table, and then some more pottery down here. So what would you say, like 3 different small businesses just represented in this small corner of the table?
This one would be, and that over there. Some of them I do buy from big wholesaler companies. But like I said, the antler, and then soaps, the lotions, the bracelets are handmade.
This is so beautiful.
Earrings.
You have one
These
on
are also
today.
handmade. Yes, I wear mine all the time.
I noticed your
yeah.
bracelet, and I love this.
Very nice.
And my earrings are even handmade.
Beautiful.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
and so you've got the lotions and things like that here as well, jewelry. So what else can people find? It looks like kitchenware and things like that.
Yes, and I also try to be conscious of, if I can, I try to find things that are more natural, don't have all the chemicals and everything.
Sure.
So a small business out of Florida makes this hand soap that's very nice. And again, more signs.
This smells good. You know, I have to smell everything.
Let me smell it. Yeah, I gotta smell it too. Oh yeah, the cranberry orange. 'Cause
Linen spray.
You have a candle over there that also is
Yep.
the cranberry orange.
And you can wear
yeah,
any
this
of our linen
smells-
sprays.
really
as
good.
well.
Very, very fresh.
Yeah, that's like a perfume. That's beautiful. Wow.
And then we even have little kids items, because I
Perfect.
like to come up with unique gifts for kids, because
Sure.
you know, just instead of hitting up the regular toy stores. And a fan favorite with our 8-year-old daughter are the
Down here in
activity
the front.
pads.
Yeah.
This cafe activity pad, they can pretend to have their own cafe and their own little small business.
They absolutely love that.
Yes.
I can tell you from experience. Well, I'm sure you can as well.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Darby's favorite thing is opening a restaurant and serving.
Oh yeah, we've got a couple of items that we just bought for Christmas, or told Santa to get for Christmas, that,
Yeah.
that involve playing restaurants.
Well, that's fun too. I mean, obviously it's the holidays, you know, it's gift giving time of year, but beyond that too, when I think of, you know, when you have family members or friends that are going to be welcoming a new baby or something, you want to find that one unique thing that's going to seem like just, you know, that extra mile, that extra
Yeah.
special thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, this seems like really the place to do it.
Yes, we also have a wide variety of cards now too.
Oh, okay.
People love to shop our cards. We have some really funny ones, and it's fun to hear our customers kind of giggle
Laughing
Yeah.
while they're reading.
yeah, and we have serious ones too, but a lot of those are from small businesses also.
That's great.
And what's the reaction been like for people passing by for the first time or coming in for the first time?
Well, when I was setting it up, it was kind of cool because people were peeking in the windows
Yeah.
and like, "Are you open
What is
yet?" And I'm
this?
like, "No, not yet." 'Cause I am a perfectionist, and I wanted to make sure everything
Sure,
was right.
yeah.
And I did take the whole summer to kind of put it together. But yeah, to have people want to shop it before it was even ready was pretty neat.
That's great.
Well, sounds like
Yeah.
you've got a lot of community interest. And if you want to stop by Arlo and Elm, they're located at 417 14th Street in Moline. You can follow along on their Facebook page for promotions and events. And you can also purchase online by visiting arloelm.com. Kristen, thanks so much for coming by and talking about your business today.
Thank you
very much. Well, still to come on QCL, have yourself a pain-free holiday. There are tons of injuries each year due to decorating mishaps, cooking, even shopping. We'll learn how to avoid them next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Nothing can put a damper on your holiday cheer like an unexpected injury, especially an injury that could have been avoided altogether. Dr. Tracy Nelson is with Nelson Chiropractic and joins us now. Dr. Tracy, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I love this topic for today. It's all about really the hazards of the holidays.
Yep, I've been in practice long enough to see a lot of people injured from more than the stress of their family, right? That causes us sometimes to be like that, but there's things that we can do to prevent injury.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I love about this segment so much is it's not going to necessarily be what you think when you're thinking of holiday-related injuries, which I feel like people all think are like in the kitchen or setting up. Anyways, we'll get to all of it. We're going to start with decorating safely. So we're going to be, I've already started. I should say, started carrying all the summer stuff up from my room down to the basement, the big clear plastic bins. But it's going to be the same with decorating.
Yeah, so the thing with bins is that when we're carrying up and down stairs, that's when people fall and slip and all the things. So usually they're pretty light. So if you can carry them on one side and hold onto the railing, that's going to be better. But having help, like getting things down from high places, sometimes they land on our head. I've seen that a lot. So we need to just be careful with those kinds of things.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about lifting and carrying boxes, you have some tips for that as well, because there's form involved.
Yeah, you really want to stick your booty out. That's the
Yeah.
best way. So you want to kind of squat and lift that way. But again, they're pretty light, so it's just a matter of you being smart and doing things in small chunks. So you don't have to do it all in one day. You don't have to carry all of the things up and all the things down in the same day.
It is hard for us sometimes
Right.
to just stop what we're doing, but you're right. Reaching and stretching, so you can, honestly, you can overreach. Like, I'm a shorty, and so if you're decorating the tree or putting something up above the window or something like that.
Yeah, we get a little bit lazy, especially when we're on a ladder or something like that, and we don't just get down and move it over a little bit. So
right.
a lot of times climbing on ladders, you want to have your whole foot on there.
Okay.
Okay, so not just your toes and leaning. That's
Yeah.
when accidents happen.
Yeah, that's a scary one right there. Okay, so I love this one. Shopping can pose a risk.
A lot of risk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes we just carry all the things all day, and you don't have to. Like, your car's right out there. You can take a load out and things like that. But wear smart shoes. You don't need to wear cute shoes. It's a
Right.
sport, so you should wear
It is a sport.
comfortable shoes.
Shopping is a sport.
It is a sport, especially this time of year. So
Yeah.
just taking breaks, and don't stress yourself. Don't lock. If you're in a line for a long time, at a checkout line, don't lock your knees. Yeah, you want to stand, relaxed.
Yeah, I think that we've all felt it, where you're like getting it's like digging into your shoulder or something like that, and you've got the bag over. That is actually, that's injuring other parts of your body. It's injuring your back. It's probably bad for your hips and things like that. So making sure that you're balancing the weight, or as you mentioned, carry some stuff outside. Put it in the car. Taking frequent breaks. When you're shopping.
Yeah, taking rests. We have a lot of hip pain, knee pain after those long days.
Yeah, okay. So we know that we can get hurt when we are cooking around the holidays, but I think we typically think of it in terms of burns or cuts when we're cutting something, but we are specifically speaking about injuring our bodies in some way, our muscles, our joints and things like that. So talk a little bit about how we can get injured in that way.
This was the inspiration for this whole segment, because every year I have a handful of people injured from putting their turkey or ham in the oven.
Oh my gosh.
So if we have a 20-pound turkey and you bend over and you put it in, that 20-pound turkey is then 60 pounds of pressure on your low back.
Oh my gosh.
So you want to stand to the side, open it up, pull the rack out, squat down and put it down, and then when the weight is there, push it in.
Those squats again.
Yeah. Squatting
Okay.
again.
Washing dishes. Now, I'm going to use this as an excuse, but because I'm just going to say I just don't want to get injured this year. But you have a tip for that as well.
Yeah. So when you're either chopping things or washing a lot of things, if you open up the little cabinet door under the sink and put one foot up, it distributes that weight into more of your pelvis and not over across your lumbar spine, and it really makes a huge difference. So you can do that. If you're rolling up a bunch of cookies and you're standing a long time, you can do that. But doing dishes for a long time, it makes a world of difference.
That's amazing. And I love it. I am using that as an excuse. Stirring and lifting pots. We are having a lot of people over. We are making food like we've never made all year. That reminds me of, carrying the boxes.
Yeah, so you want to be smart about it. Take, if it's very heavy, take it over in parts like water and things like that. So just take over a few things of smaller water. But really, a lot of times it's working smarter, not harder. Sometimes we just get lazy and we don't want to get the big mixer out.
Right.
Right. And so we're like cranking it around and it strains our shoulder and wrist. So just use the machines.
Okay. And again, take a little bit of break. That's what the bottle of wine is for. Pour yourself a glass, do some shoulder rolls or whatever you need to do.
Some breathers.
This one, and breathers. This one really got me because it's so true. And I've really felt it in probably the last 3 to 5 years is gift wrapping. So my favorite thing to do is sit on the floor in front of the fireplace or the TV and wrap presents. And then only until recently did I start do I feel it in my neck and my lower back, and I can't find a comfortable spot. It's not good for you.
It's not very good ergonomics, and I definitely see multiple people every year that couldn't get up off the ground.
Yes.
So,
Been there.
Yeah. So putting it up on a counter, an island. Some people wrap on their ironing board because it's a good height, and that's kind of small, but it does work for some things. But just taking breaks, but the ground is further away than it used to be. So getting down there to do chores like that can be a little painful.
Yeah, it is. It's very painful. It is hard to get up. I probably will be using my dining room table from
That
here
is
on out.
wiser.
Good
And you
piece
can
of advice.
sit, and what you can do when you're doing that is putting one foot in front of the other and kind of leaning that way. So you're
Okay.
kind of leaning with your hips the same way with the sink. So.
Okay, some good advice there. And finally, traveling. So we're talking about some long car rides. There's going to be a lot of us. I told you my back starts to hurt even if I just visit my dad, which is like 3.5 hours away. So that's a big one.
Yeah, so a lot of times I see people injured if they're the passenger in the front seat, they're kind of rotated for hours talking to their spouse or whoever's
Yeah,
driving,
or
and so
yelling
they
at the
end up
kids.
or yelling, turning all the way around. I'll pull this call over. So when they get out, then they have all this pain. So just making sure that you're square or kind of turning properly. But the other is sitting close enough to the pedals when you're driving.
Yeah.
Some people kind of sit back and do that,
Yeah.
and that strains the back too.
That's a back strain. That might be my issue. Long flights, long drives, stretching is important. So
It is.
all I think about is, well, I don't want to get out of my seat and disrupt whoever is sitting next to me if you're on a flight. If you're driving, you don't want to be the one that says, oh, I think we should take a little bit of a break. Let's stop here, because the rest of the
power
family just
through.
wants to power through and
Yeah.
get there. But it is important. It's better
It
for
is.
you.
The more you can move, the better. While you're waiting to get on plane, walking around, even just like sitting in your seat, like pushing your knees out into your hands like a resistance kind of thing, and pushing them out, pushing them in, pushing it into the ground, squeezing your booty, like all those different kinds of things just keep you moving and keep you from getting super stiff.
Yeah, all really good advice. And you had mentioned something at the beginning of our segment that you do see people after the holidays. I mean, so this is pretty common.
It is, and the guest beds where they stay, different things like that. Yeah.
You always feel bad as
Yeah.
the host. You're like, well, I'm sorry.
Yep.
You got the guest bed. Okay, great. Well, if you're seeking any treatment or if you're interested in preventing injury, you can always schedule a visit with Nelson Chiropractic. We have the website and the phone number right there on your screen, and we will also add it to our QCL webpage. Dr. Tracy Nelson, amazing tips as always. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Yes, you as well. Well, still to come on QCL, a preview of a play called Life Sucks, coming to Playcrafters Barn Theater in just a couple of days. We'll learn more about what it's about and why it's actually perfect for the holiday season. That's next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Life Sucks. That's the attention-grabbing title of a play hitting the stage at Playcrafters Barn Theater in Moline. Bruce Dooling is one of the actors in the show, and he's joining us in the studio now. Bruce, thanks for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, I'm excited to talk with you all about this. This is actually the Quad City premiere of this play, so it's actually never been done in the Quad Cities before.
No, it has not. The playwright has written another show, which I really can't say the title, but we performed that about 5 years ago or so. But yeah, this is a Quad City premiere, and it's loosely based on the play Uncle Vanya by Chekhov.
Okay.
And it's really pretty different.
Yeah, it sounds like it, and it's kind of your mission too. The series, different series that you all do at Playcrafters. Is a lot of times about bringing something new and fresh into the Quad Cities. So this would really fall within that realm. So give us a little bit of background. It's an adaptation, but talk about this specific play and I guess the storyline behind it.
Well, it's based on 7 family and friend members who try not to go insane, telling each other their dreams or aspirations while all invoking love and lust and things that are going on. And it's just it's a very conversational play. It's rated R for a reason.
Right.
Because sometimes life is rated R.
Yes.
A lot of some foul language in it and some gunshots.
Oh boy.
And we've got 7 really great eccentric performers that are just really great, and our director is really good too.
Yes. Well, that sounds amazing. So is there a person or an issue at the center of all of this, or is it kind of just everybody with their own?
Everybody kind of has their own thing.
I like that.
And
yeah.
then I play a character who comes back with my 3rd wife into the household.
Okay,
and
Bruce.
I kind of stir things up. I'm called the professor.
Okay.
And things kind of get stirred up. And our director, Madison, has given us kind of free reign as far as doing these characters and really reacting with one another. And it's great because it's all within the confines of this really cool theater where you can actually kind of reach out and even touch our actors. You know?
I know. So for folks who have never been, Playcrafters Barn Theater is like very up close and personal, like you mentioned. You know, the first row of seats is really kind of butted up to the stage. And other folks that have, you know, acted with Playcrafters who've been on the show, it's like you are acting from all sides. It's not just like that face forward, you're on a stage facing the audience. It's different.
It is. It's very different. And this is our last show of the year. It's our 95th season.
Oh, my goodness.
We have something going on here, too. It's basically, like I said, it's rated R. It's for people 18 and above.
Yeah.
But if you're a student and you're 18 and above and you come in and show your student ID, you can get in for just $10. So that's kind of a good deal.
That's great. Okay, so we were talking about the characters a little bit. You are the professor character. Can you describe a couple of the other characters? You said this is based off this Uncle Vanya. So is Vanya a character in this?
Vanya's a character in this, and then my daughter, her name is Sonia. She's in it.
Oh, wow.
She plays my on stage.
Your stage daughter.
My stage daughter.
Okay, you got.
Then we have another character named Pickles.
Okay.
Another one named Dr. Astor. Like I said, I'm the professor, and then we have a couple others. And like I said, it's just a wild cast.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so this play has been described as, quote, hilarious and heartfelt. So tell us a little bit about why that is, or maybe describe some of your favorite parts.
There's a number of people that are lusting for a woman in the show. Two fellas are lusting for the same woman who I'm married to.
Okay.
So there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of hidden innuendos, and just everything boils to a point in the show, and you really get caught up in it. And like I said, it's live theater, so you never know what to expect, but you really should expect a lot of fun and a lot of unexpected things that you've never really seen before. So it's going to be a great show.
It's going to be.
It opens this weekend too.
It opens this week. Well, just a couple of days, right? It's Friday is the opening night.
Yeah.
So Playcrafters, it's doing this play, Life Sucks, at a time when, of course, a lot of audiences, not just here in the Quad Cities, but nationwide, are seeing a lot of musicals and plays that are really holiday focused, Christmas focused. But why would you say that this is actually really something to see around this time of year?
Because it does present hope.
Yeah.
It does give you hope. In each one of the characters, there's things that start off as a question and it ends up with an answer at the end.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I mean, it's kind of up to you. But it just goes in all kinds of different directions. And it's, like I said, it's not like anything you've ever really seen before.
Yeah, well, I think for a lot of people too, that's what they want to see this time of year. It kind of meets people where they are, where they actually are. So it's something different,
It's very, very different. And we encourage people to come in and see it. It's the next couple of weekends. We also have a Facebook page for Playcrafters, and obviously our website, playcrafters.com, is where you can get more information about the show and maybe some of the people in it. You never know. You might know somebody in the show.
Wonderful. Okay, well, let's take a look at that information. You can see Life Sucks at Playcrafters Barn Theater in Moline, November 15th through the 17th, and then the 22nd through the 24th. Performances are at 7:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays and 3 p.m. on Sundays. If you want to purchase your tickets, call the number on your screen or visit playcrafters.com. Bruce, thank you so much for chatting with us today. It sounds like it's going to be a great show.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you, everybody, for supporting live theater.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much. And still to come in our next half hour of QCL, learn more about a new treatment option for patients dealing with heart rhythm disorders. We're going to take a closer look at this new technology and where it's available. And later, a preview of what you can find in the John Deere store ahead of holiday shopping, along with several opportunities to take advantage of sales and promotions. It's a great day to spend some time indoors getting that shopping done. We are expecting some overnight rain. Meteorologist Kyle Keel has your full first alert forecast next.
And now your first alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Well, today's one of those gloomy, cool fall days that we had around here. It looked like it was going to rain at any moment, but for most of us, the rain is holding off, at least for the time being. Everywhere Camera Network here showing Dubuque, Rock Island. Hello to Burlington, Fish Bend Casino camera showing much the same in Dubuque, Rock Island, and Davenport, where we've got that mostly cloudy sky. But there is some rain popping up on radar, and we will take a look at that here momentarily. Temperatures a little chilly here to the north, still holding on in the mid to upper 40s. We have 49 degrees in Maquoketa, 48 in Clinton and Savannah, holding on to 50 in Davenport as well as Rock Falls, 55, a little milder there in Macomb. So there's First Alert Live Doppler radar. Notice we've got a line of some showers, even some heavy rain just south of I-80 there and into portions of southeastern Iowa. That movement of the rain is moving off to the east northeast here. So you can see kind of this line of rain extending down into portions of Missouri. So you can tell that this is all tracking off to the north and east, all kind of spiraling around this area of low pressure that you saw very nicely there on the satellite near Kansas City. So that low going to track pretty much directly over us. So that's going to keep the gloomy kind of dreary conditions with us here as we head into the overnight hours. So Exact Track does show that rain shown up very nicely here on the computer model. It's going to continue to shift off to the northeast. So here we are by 8 p.m. Most of us at least seeing some scattered showers. This is going to pivot its way through the area. You kind of see that spin there with that area of low pressure. That's going to move on through here through early tomorrow morning. So by the time you wake up, most of the steady rain should be done with. Could be a few patchy areas of drizzle. And then once that rain moves off to the northeast, notice we'll have those northwesterly winds, and those clouds are going to stick with us here for most of the day here on Thursday, and that will keep temperatures very similar to what they were around here today. But by Friday, we should start to see some sunshine return. Rainfall, well, not overly impressive. Most of us will see about 1/10 of an inch, some areas to 1/4 of an inch. Notice the higher rainfall totals are forecast to be here in some of our Illinois hometowns. So not a drought buster by any means, but we'll take as much moisture as we can get into our soils here before we see the winter season come to us. So as far as hurricane season goes, it still is going as we have now potential tropical cyclone 19, very disorganized as it is right now. In fact, the center is right about here with all the convection here, all of the rain and wind associated with it off to the west. But this is an interesting storm system because what's going to happen is it's going to kind of just meander there in the Caribbean. Kind of see that here this weekend. It kind of gets loses its steering currents until we get into early next week, where it starts to make that way into the Yucatan Peninsula. And then from here, it's forecast to go to the Gulf of Mexico, but there's still some questions as to where it goes from there. Does it weaken as it moves over the peninsula here, or does it strengthen once it reemerges into the Gulf of Mexico? And then where it goes from there will kind of dictate where any landfall would be here later next week along the Gulf Coast. So we'll have to wait and see there. As far as our weather here, what's more certain is that we will see that rain move through tonight. Temperatures drop down in the mid to upper 40s. So a chilly rain at that, but hey, at least it's in the liquid form and not the frozen form. And then highs tomorrow will be back in the lower to potentially middle 50s. And that's about where we should be here for daytime highs this time of year. So I will tell you though, there's some cooler trends in the 7-day forecast, and Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland will detail that and any sort of snow in the forecast coming up at 4.
Don't say that.
I know. Hey, it's inevitable, right?
I suppose it is. I mean, we really hung on to summer for quite some time.
We did. We got lucky.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, thank you.
You're welcome.
Up next, a new treatment to help people struggling with heart rhythm disorders. We're going to learn more about this new technology available at Unity Point Health. That's next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
There is a new treatment option available for Trinity Heart Center patients right here in the Quad Cities. The technology is called pulsed field ablation that manages heart rhythm disorders. And here to tell us all about it is Kathy Pulley, Director of Cardiology Services at Unity Point Health, along with Dr. Mark Shen, who is a cardiac electrophysiologist and cardiologist. I hope I got all those words
Correct.
correct. Okay, good. Okay, so let's get started. Dr. Shen, this treatment, this is for patients with atrial fibrillation. So what is that?
Yeah, so atrial fibrillation, I'll call it AFib, is the problem with the heart. It's the most common heart rhythm disorders in our Americans here. The atrium is the top chambers of the heart. Fibrillation is quivering. So the top chamber decided to quiver. It can cause all sorts of symptoms such as heart racing, dizziness, fatigue, shortness of breath. And then it can cause some serious complications such as stroke, heart failure, heart attack, and so on.
Okay, yes, that was one of my questions, is what can happen if it's left untreated? Obviously, those are symptoms that would bring people to you in the very first place. I mean, it is hard to live with that dizziness and just not being able to feel like you can live your life.
That's correct. That's correct. So AFib is a serious disease, and some people actually they don't feel really bad, but we are worried about the long-term complications that can affect the people's lifestyle and then lifespan as well.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
Dr. Shen, so explain pulsed field ablation, how it works, and
Yes.
I guess what makes it such a promising treatment for AFib.
Correct. So ablation is one way to treat atrial fibrillation, and I would argue that is the most effective way. Pulse field ablation, or sometimes you hear people say PFA, is one type of ablation compared to the traditional types of ablation where you heat up the tissue or freeze the tissue.
Okay.
We call it thermal ablation. Pulse field ablation, or PFA, utilize a very high intensity of electricity to destroy the cells. We destroy the cells that generate atrial fibrillation, thereby controlling the rhythm, restore the normal rhythm. And the advantage of PFA, that's probably your next question, compared to the existing or before, the traditional thermal ablations, is that because if it's non-thermal, it can spare the neighboring organs when we do the ablation inside the heart. And it's highly effective, highly efficient. We finish a case skin to skin, oftentimes within an hour.
Oh, wow.
And it's quite safe. And I would say this is a revolutionized technology for us. And fortunately, at Unity Point, we have been doing this for over 6 months now. And the results now is very, very satisfactory.
That's exciting, and it's exciting to have an option that won't necessarily damage tissues around where you're working on this issue. So, Kathy, Trinity Heart Center was among the first hospitals in the nation to offer this technology. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very proud of that. Our mission in the Quad Cities is to be the heart center for our community and take the best care of the hearts that we possibly can. We have amazing physicians like Dr. Shin on board, along with our very high quality nurses and our radiation technologists that are very passionate about heart care. So one of our focuses is always being aware of the new procedures and technology and making sure that we are bringing them to our community.
Yeah, I would have to ask, I mean, being able to have access to a solution like this, a treatment like this, has it brought people in, from, neighboring areas that wouldn't potentially be here? Has it brought them to Trinity?
Yeah, well, I'm sure Dr. Shin is nodding yes, that he sees patients from outside the area. But, most importantly is that our community now doesn't have to leave the area for these cutting-edge treatments. Yeah. And so that's what we want. We want the highest quality care right here at home.
Absolutely, because, when you're going through something and, oftentimes I would say a decade ago, a lot of people would, have to leave and go to Iowa City or out of state or something like that to receive certain treatments, and we're getting that right here in the Quad
Absolutely.
Cities. That's very cool. Yeah. So talk a little bit more, Kathy, about how this advancement specifically really aligns with your mission at Unity Point.
Yeah, well, again, like I said, our mission is to take the best care of the Quad City hearts. Yeah. And so continuing to look for those cutting edge evidence-based treatments that are going to improve patient outcomes that's what we do.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And Dr. Shin, I know you just touched on this briefly, but I wanted to ask you again before we let you go. So if a patient is talking with their cardiologist about this potentially being an option for them for AFib, what can they expect as far as procedure is concerned? I think you said something along the lines of an hour and recovery.
Right. So PFA, or pulse field ablation, is an outpatient procedure where you go to the hospital, empty stomach. We do it under general anesthesia. We still go through the right groin, which is a superhighway to the heart. And the procedure usually take about an hour.
Wow.
And the patients, after a brief bed rest, they typically go home the same day.
Amazing.
Yeah. And typically take it about a week, take it easy, no weightlifting to more than 10 pounds, but people can go back to their usual lifestyle pretty quick.
All right, well, thank you so much for answering. I'm sure a lot of people are watching this and asking that, so we appreciate it. Yeah. Well, if you want to learn more, visit unitypoint.org and click on Find a Service, located right there at the top of the page. You can also call the number on your screen, 309-779-5345. 40. Kathy, Dr. Shen, thank you so much for chatting with us about this today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, yes. Well, still to come on QCL, several upcoming promotions at the John Deere store, helping all of us get ahead on our holiday shopping. We're going to learn more next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
It is mid-November, which means a lot of us have holiday shopping on our minds, and you're going to want to stop by one local spot with a lot to offer, the John Deere store.
Yeah, Paula Zapata Gonzalez is joining us from the John Deere store located in Moline. Paula, thank you so much for joining us today. So obviously it's green and gold.
Yes.
Those are the colors of the season.
Yes.
So, and it's all about sharing joy, bringing cheer to everyone you love. And we have the perfect gifts for the season.
Yeah, and we're excited to talk with you all about that. So talk a little bit more about the John Deere store, really 365 days a year, and what we can find inside.
Yeah, of course. So the John Deere store is located down at the Pavilion, the John Deere Pavilion in Moline. So just to drop in the address, 1300 River Drive. And there you can find everything that you need for the holidays. Perfect for every fan, but also just anyone that you love.
Yeah.
And we have a few gifts here, some of the must-haves, and we also have a holiday gift guide on our site, shop.deere.com.
Oh, that's nice.
I invite you to definitely check it out.
A holiday gift guide, making it nice and easy. Well, you did bring some of the fan favorites with you here today. So let's go over a little bit. We can find all of this in the John Deere store.
Yes.
So the Yetis, this is a popular one right here.
Gotta have a Yeti.
This is what I drink iced coffee out of.
Yes, I drink my hot coffee out of it.
Absolutely. So definitely keeps you warm or keeps it cool for the summer. But this one is one of our latest. It is a limited edition Wetlands Brown and has our logo and also this high visibility max slider.
I love that.
Yeah. So this is also part of our fan favorites in our holiday gift guide.
Wonderful. Okay, there's a beautiful bag here. Janaea already said that she wanted it.
She's been eyeing it.
She's been eyeing it here in the studio. This is beautiful.
Yes, this is actually from our, I know, right?
Who knew?
From our collaboration with Barrington. And it's made out of leather and it has this beautiful green color.
I love that.
And our logo as well.
Very cool.
It actually has other accessories you can pair it with. We have a wallet as well as a coin purse. So if you want to add those in there for somebody, then just do that.
And of course, it wouldn't be the John Deere store without plenty of tractor and combine items as well. So we got this nice little stuffed tractor.
It's like those pillow pets. I don't know if anyone remembers those. But yes, so this one is actually part of our bedding collection, and you can see it live at the John Deere store. We have everything from a comforter, bed sheet sets, and these gorgeous things.
Yeah, you gotta have that to go along with it.
Yeah,
of course, you've got plenty of merchandise for wear, outdoor wear, indoor wear. So we got a hat here.
Yes, so that one is actually currently one of our hats of the month.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so we have
hats
two.
of the month.
We do have hats of the month.
Okay.
And as you can see, it has this wonderful embroidery of the logo, just saying Deere.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's part of a latest collection as well.
Oh, wow. So how do we learn about hats of the month? If we just go on you guys have like an email list
We
or something?
do, yes. I'm glad that you mentioned it. We actually, if you go to shop.deere.com, you can sign up for emails and get the savings that we have currently right now with Give More, Save More.
Oh, yes.
You can save depending on how much you spend.
That's right.
So
you
keeping
have all
that holiday
kinds of
budget.
Promotions. Okay, Gift More, Save More. It's actually underway right now. So here's the information.
That's
couple days left.
Yeah, a couple days left. 20%, $75. You get off 20%, 25% off purchases of $150. This is cool though, because also coming up, you have a Lego sale.
We do, yes.
Yes, this is big with kids and adults.
Yeah, absolutely, and collectors alike as well, and mainly because, well, we're going to have those going away soon.
So this is like your last chance.
This is the last chance to get those Legos and get them on a discount. So I would highly recommend everyone to go there, shop.deere.com, or visit us locally.
10% off.
At the Pavilion.
Yeah, that's great.
November 20th through the 22nd. And then, of course, you have Black Friday. So you got plenty of sales going on for Black Friday, as always.
As always, we do have Black Friday. We have a special at the store when you visit. The day of Black Friday, you'll get a free hat depending on how much you spend. Minimum of $20.
Wow.
And then if you visit online on shop.deere.com, you'll also get a free hat on Cyber Monday.
What I love about this is it's Black Friday deals, but see the date, November 25th through December 1st.
Multiple days.
Yeah, there's multiple days. So you may not get the hat if you don't go on Black Friday, but look at all the discounts that you can get on, you know, clothing, accessories, hats, all of that stuff, toys, and they're going to make that available to you for almost a full week, which is really nice.
Yes.
If you're kind of afraid of the crowds.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Which
you
some
can
people
ship
can
it
be.
directly to the loved ones that you want to purchase a gift for.
Yeah, that's really great as well.
Oh, that's perfect. So, of course, you want to stay in the know with that. What is it? Shop.deer.com to sign up for that emailing list?
That's right. And you'll see our holiday gift guide there. Where
helpful.
you will see gifts for her, for him, kids, of course, fan favorites,
Yeah.
stocking stuffers.
Oh, yeah.
Those little gifts.
The green and yellow is so big, you
It
know,
is.
for not only families here in the Quad Cities where you all are located, where it's headquartered, but just like nationwide.
Absolutely.
You know, it means a lot, especially to like kids growing up.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
They love to see the
it.
tractors,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Well, the John Deere
cool.
store is located at 1300 River Drive, as we mentioned. That's in downtown Moline at the John Deere Pavilion. To learn more, or if you want to sign up for those emails, you can visit shop.deere.com. Paula, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing what you all have to offer there at the John Deere store.
Can't wait to see you guys over there.
Yeah, we
Yes.
appreciate you coming here today, and thank you so much for watching.
Your local news at 4 with Sharon is coming up next. Have a great evening.